It's the Mr. Penguin Show, and I have a question for you today. Do you love monsters? I mean, do you love monsters? The Wrong Kind of People. Book 1, Hot Monster Summer. It's a romantic comedy, except everyone involved is a monster. So it's kind of like if you took Archie comics and you mixed it with the sort of D&D campaign that we used to run when I was in university way back in the 90s. And you get this. The original title, the working title for the book up until very close to the end, was Love Monsters, which I don't know. It's a bit too similar to the Netflix show Love and Monsters, so and yeah, it's just basically about young adults dating and making horrible decisions, except everybody involved is a monster of some type. So, the entire book is hand-painted in gouache. So that's something. I've been trying to go more, these days, I've been trying to go more analog with my art, maybe as a bit of a rebellion against the whole AI art and digital takeover of everything. I don't know. But it's a very very analog book, and lovely, if I do say so myself. So yeah, let's get right into the reading of that. Meet Misty. I'm a monster. Misty? Are you in here? Yay! Misty? Yum, 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 yum. Ghost in the machine. Let's see if I got any matches on Date Face. Oh, nice. But how come a hottie like this is messaging me? Ugh, no thanks. Ooh, tough girl. Says here that she's a bouncer. Cute. I like the totally casual profile pic. Wait, what? Date me! Beer and coffee. So I got ghosted on a date. And by an actual ghost to boot. The weird thing is, she seemed really into me. Came right through my phone to ask me out. Wait, are you talking about Psycho? Psycho Murr? I went to school with her. I remember Psycho as the leader of our friends group. She was always so fun and full of life. One day we were playing hide and seek. I was never very good at it, but it was Psycho's favorite game. She tried to hide in an old abandoned well and drowned. I mean, by that age, I knew what death was, but I don't think I knew what it meant. After the funeral, we sort of fell out of touch. Time for a horror story. Did you know so many straight men are bad at sex, because they're secretly afraid of vaginas. Unholy fuck. It's true. Just mention vagina dentata and they run screaming. But tell me, has anybody in the history of forever ever refused a blowjob? Well, I can say with 100% certainty that can't be Kurt's issue. I've got a cloaca. Long distance call. Psycho? Psycho? Psycho! Hi, Ginger. Piss fuck! Did you really have to pop up behind me like that? Yes. Look, I called you to talk about Eric. Remember him? Orc? Great guy? You were supposed to meet at a restaurant on Tuesday. He waits there for 2 hours. You don't show, no message, nothing. Door was closed. What does that even mean? This is what you always do. You flake off and don't think about anyone else. I died. Yet here we are, bitch. Here we are. Okay, so question number 1. Why monsters? Well, I think this is another of the recurring themes in my works. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to not be? Maybe, I don't know. There was a Darcy generic story, How to Be Human. In the Voles of the Dusk, it ends off on a spurious quote, "If man is but a vole, what does that make the voles?" Like many of us, I have felt, at times in my life, I have felt kind of like an outsider, like am I the strange one, or is everybody else a weirdo? So that's another of the things that I keep coming back to. This whole and that's certainly, that's right there in the title of the book, The Wrong Kind of People. Of course they're the wrong kind of people. None of them are people. They're all monsters. But aren't we all? In some sort of way, There's no such thing as a normal person. If you meet a normal person, run away. That there's something distinctly strange about that situation. Anyway, this is volume 1, Hot Monster Summer. I've been printing these off on my home printer using the lessons learned from Ed Luce, creator of Lovable Oath. He used to, he probably still does, print the individual issues of Lovable Oath on his home printer, with who Ed is like a printer whisperer. He's got like this symbiotic relationship with his brother printer, and his homemade copies. The colors are just so gorgeous on them. They are such beautiful books. Not to disparage the Fantagraphics compilation, but if you can get your hands on one of his handmade ones, do that. They are gorgeous. The colors will blow you away. So that's what I wanted for this, where it's all painted in gouache and everything is very bright and colorful. And so, you know, I got the expensive paper, and the cover is a very, it's like a resin coated paper. It's very neat. Anyway, and the other, well, the two reasons I did this. Number one, because, you know, I wanted to copy what Ed was doing. And number two, for a serial work, for a book where it's going to be issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, and the story advances. I learned with Snow Cone City that printing them all out in big batches at the offset printer might be a bad idea. Like I told you, I'm completely out of issue number 2. I'm down to the last 50 of issue number 1. I've got a box of issue number 3 left. This may be a problem. With the later, because most of the Snow Cone City books are largely standalone, there is kind of an overall story, but it's kind of in the background. It's not the main point. I've stopped numbering them. Now they just go by title. The later ones go by title. Issues 1, 2, and 3 have numbers. Everything else is unnumbered. But the wrong kind of people is going to need numbers, because, you know, if you come in thinking, wait a minute, who is Misty dating now? She was dating what's-his-face at the beginning. Is she dating that lizard guy now? No, wait, she's dating somebody else. What's the deal with that? I don't know. What, did they break up? Are they having a polyamorous thing? Is there... Maybe they were just friends. I don't know. You know, it's going to cause confusion. So, with your soap opera, you want, you know, the linear time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to print them on my home printer, and then when I get the complete story arc done, I say first because, you know, with comics you can always have a sequel. But I have, you know, a story arcs for each of the characters that kind of intertwine and all come together at the end. So once I get that done, then I can print it as a single volume, as a nice thick book that you can hold in your hands, and probably at, you know, B5 size, so bigger than this size, so it'll be like a deluxe version later in the future. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. If you like what you saw in the book, go to the TCAF Digital Marketplace link right below and buy all of my books and other people's books. And remember, every time you buy a comic book, a cartoonist gets to eat for another day. So go buy our books. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you next time with another book, 'cause I've got lots of them. Bye-bye.